You're listening to Oh My Health, There Is Hope podcast.
When your heart is aching and your world is shaking, don't give up. No, don't give up.
Hello and welcome to Oh My Health, There Is Hope podcast. I'm your host, Jana Short, and I'm back for part 2 of Living Your Best Life at Any Decade with Gail Gensler. And this part 2 is all about why brand marketing should include 50 plus. Gail is a pro-aging fitness enthusiast with the goal of changing the narrative about aging through fitness and embracing a healthy lifestyle. Welcome, Gail.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Love so much that you're here. I'm so excited. I didn't mean to talk over you, but I absolutely adore you. And I'm so excited to have you here. And by the way, Gail is the March cover for Best Holistic Life magazine because we love her that much. So you guys will be able to catch that as well. But I want to talk to you about why brand marketing should include 50 plus. I think that people will be shocked when they hear some of the things you have to tell them.
So just going back to the earlier episode, in case you're not completely caught up, what engendered this journey to begin with was that I became cognizant of the fact that people who were 50 and above were continuously being depicted in the commercials on television as either being sick and needing medication, being like the stereotypical archaic elderly grandmother type, slowing down, living in over 55 communities, which we have here in South Florida, which is a great place if you do want to slow down and live that much, less exertive lifestyle, which is not me. And I looked at that and I said, this is crazy. There is something really wrong with the message that this is portraying, because where am I? I am not being shown in this. And I know that I'm not the only one who has this pro-aging mindset. And as I say, is still in beast mode. In my case, it happens to be in the boxing gym or doing crazy HIIT classes, but it also has to do with just a general mindset, because beast mode, I use that as a general term in the gym, but it really transcends the gym and it applies to all the areas of my life. For those of you who don't know me, I am 60, about to be 61, and I have a regular full-time job. I've been there for 22 years. I've been in the automotive industry for 34. I started this journey as a pro-aging fitness enthusiast when I was 59. The idea started germinating when I was 58, so 59. So I started a side endeavor, and I don't stop. I'm very blessed. My daughter is a wonderful adult at this point. She's 25. So my time is my own, and I really choose to use it to pursue this goal. And the goal is, as Jana said, to change the narrative about aging. I will be the woman that breaks down institutional ageism. The brands that are out there, and I'm going to take it home and use it at the brands that I'm looking at specifically. So I love fitness. I'm in gym clothes a lot. I wish I could be in them all the time, but I'm in gym clothes a lot. And when I look at the ads, they're always depicting people who are in their 20s and girls who are very skinny. Or if they are doing the inclusivity deal, so then they'll show the plus size models. But I looked around and I said, where am I? Why am I not being portrayed here? And so for me, when I look at an ad, my goal is to visualize that outfit on me. And when I look at a 20-year-old who's genetically blessed, who's 6 foot tall with legs longer than my whole body, and her waist is probably the size of, my calf, it's not relatable. It's not realistic. And of course, knowing that with social media, everything is Photoshop and everything is changed, it's really not an accurate depiction. And I think that lack of authenticity in branding is the downfall. So what's interesting, after I unpacked it a little bit and did some research, brands are marketing to younger generations because they feel that they're going to engender loyalty. They're going to get them to fall in love with the brand today and continue to be loyal to the brand as women go through their decades. Okay, so we all know that today, what is hot today is not tomorrow. And maybe a couple of years later, it's hot again, but nobody remains loyal. Today, it's the next best thing. Everybody's got the attention span of a gnat. And whereas they're looking at this brand today, if like, especially like in handbags and high fashion handbags, you know, what was hot last year is not hot today. It just isn't. And so brand loyalty, sadly, is really, it's ridiculous. It's a thing of the past because there's always going to be something better, bigger, more beautiful, more interesting. Women in their midlife, first of all, I'm sure a lot of you can relate. If you've had a career, you're at a point where, I'm going to use myself, right? So I'm a homeowner, I'm a condo owner here on Brickell in Miami. I love where I live. I'm very proud of the fact that I was able to get this condo. So I pay my own mortgage, I pay my own bills. And fortunately for me, if I want to purchase that pair of leggings that might be $100 or more, thank God I can afford to do that. Women outspend millennials in the 50 plus category by over 50%. Women who are still living with a husband or whoever control about 80% of the spending of that household. And women over 50 globally control 64% of the spending. Why on earth are you not looking at the pot of gold brands that's sitting in front of you, of the people that can buy now, and you're only focusing on people that you think in 20 years are still going to be loyal to you? I don't understand that thinking. I don't think it's realistic for today's high-paced retail environment, is my thought. I also, again, I don't want to see an outfit on a 20-year-old. That does not inspire me to want to go in and try that on, because it doesn't give me an idea of what it would look like on a real person. Nor should it be on somebody who's a high fashion model, right? Also 10 feet tall with legs up to here. Great. It's great for high fashion. Not so great for fitness, in my humble opinion. I want to see it on a person who is in good shape, not perfect, works out, has a vibrant, healthy lifestyle, and is still kicking butt in her own way in the gym. That would inspire me to go and try that outfit on. So brands, here I am, and I'm going to be the woman to break that down, because I want you to understand that it is women 50 and above that have the income to do that, should we want to, but you have to inspire me.
So I totally agree with you that there's no such thing as brand loyalty anymore. Like, just watch TikTok, how quickly people bounce from, I've got to have that, and I've got to have that. It truly is. We're in a generation of, oh, that's pretty shiny. What's that? Especially when we're loving this. I think I'm going to try that, because here they say we're so influenced these days. It's crazy. Where we used to take time to think about purchases, right? Now we're influenced. We're like spur of the moment buyers. But I really want to pop into why you think that they do keep using these younger people, other than they're trying to create brand loyalty. Because I personally think they're trying to hit a spot in us that thinks that we are going to touch our 20s again, touch our 30s again. And if we buy this magical outfit that this beautiful 20-year-old girl, who obviously spends every day in the gym, how's that going to look on me? Maybe I will look like her. Maybe I can get some of my youth back. And that, we're smarter than that now. We do not think that way anymore.
No, we do not. We are, maybe they are really not giving us credit intellectually. I listen, I don't look back. I never have. My sister-in-law always said to me, Gail, one of the most amazing things about you is you don't dwell on the past. You don't look back. You're so forward thinking. If something terrible happens, you try and learn your lesson. Maybe you have your 3-minute cry and you move on. I'm not looking back. I'm not looking back to when I was 20. I actually love myself more in the way that I look today than I ever did when I was 20. I don't have those insecurities anymore of comparing myself. Oh my goodness, she's one size smaller, she's an inch taller, her hair is a little longer, it's fuller. I don't care, right? I just want to be the best that I can be today. So you're right, they're not giving us credit for the intellectual capacity that we have and for the feelings of self-worth, because I'm not going to be fooled by that. I don't want to recapture anything. First of all, that's illogical. And I actually have Vulcan ears under here for anybody that understands the reference. But I mean, that's illogical. You're never going to recapture your youth. And believe me, if something was giving you the ability to recapture your youth, you would know about it, because it would be on Good Morning America, I'd be on Oprah, I'd be everywhere, I'd be that miracle, right? There is no miracle. The miracle is being the best you can be at any age. And if the brands are not savvy enough to understand that that's where our heads are at, then shame on them.
I totally agree. I think too, one of the things that people will say, well, how do we change that? How do we change that? One thing I would tell you to do is go out onto their social media and kindly say, wow, where are the women my age? I would love to see the women my age wearing those clothes. You know, I'm in my 60s and I think your brand is incredible, but where are the women my age? Because they actually do listen. Every time someone sends me a comment on, like, I will get thousands of likes on an article, right? 1,000. But that's not what moves my radar. My radar is when they stop and take a minute to give me some information, right? I loved it. Wow, that just didn't quite hit for me. And I use that to do better. So if we start taking a moment to reach out to our favorite brands that we love, and we notice, like, wait, where are the women my age? To start just saying, hey, I love your clothing, but where are the women my age wearing them? I think that would be one step we can do to start making changes. And when you think that, did you say 65 or 64% of the women over the age of 50 control the spending in the US?
64% globally.
Globally.
Mm-hmm. And we spend 50% more than millennials do.
That is crazy. So because I feel like millennials are big spenders. So that surprises me. Like I told you guys, we're going to be shocked at some of these numbers that come out. But think about it, that 64% of the women, even if we only hit 20% of it, can you imagine 20% of women sending some specific brand? I don't want to use brand names, but some specific brand and saying, like, we want to see the women our age wearing your clothes. You don't think they're going to listen and start creating that change? And so I feel like we need to start being more vocal about it. We have a beautiful voice. Let's use it.
So in the beginning of my journey of this side endeavor of being a pro-aging fitness enthusiast, I had no idea how many voices there were of women just like you and I in the midlife space on Instagram, right? Because that's where I'm most participatory. And the community is wonderful. And everybody really is raising their voices. So the next level, you're 100% correct, right? Because we are saying the same message to each other. So we know that there is the community, there is the support there, but we do have to take it to the next level. And we need to vocalize these things to the brands so that they do listen. And it would also be very amazing if there were more men participating in this endeavor too, because the midlife space is populated, I would say probably 95% by women. There are some men, not very many at all.
So I ran to Macy's the other day to get scarves for a dinner party I'm having. I wanted to roll these scarves up and put their little dinner tag on it so they knew where to sit for each guest. And while we were there, I was with my husband, who never shops, right? Never. And let's face it, he's the big breadwinner here. Never shops, hates it. I literally was dragging him from floor to floor. There's 4 floors in this Macy's store. 3.5 of those floors are dedicated to women, with cosmetics, perfumes, clothing. There was one section as you went out, there was men, half the store, I would say, going past the cosmetics for men. That was it. Like, that was it. So I totally 100%, because they know the women are going to come by. And when they come to buy their man's thing, they're going to want to shop around for themselves. What can I tease them with this, right? So you're absolutely right that women they do control what you said, 84%, I believe.
80% of the
80%
household
of the
buying
household.
decisions.
100% I agree with that. And I can see it in the way the stores set up their marketing for you.
Mhm,
Like it's
mhm.
totally true. Men nowadays buy everything online, like they just do. And they're not moved like we are we're visual, right? Men are just like practical. I need pants. Okay, I'll get the same thing I've been getting for 20 years. Women are visual. We see things, we get inspired by that. We have a feeling, we get attached to it, a connection to it, and we want to buy them. Men don't buy that way.
Right. Shopping is if you like shopping, right? Not everybody does, but I do. If you enjoy shopping, it's an experience, right? And obviously much more relatable for women than most men. But I think it's time that everybody joins their voices together and takes the next step so that we can be impactful together. Because it's not a solo journey for me. This is a journey that includes everybody in the midlife space, and however you want to come at it. I'm coming at it from a very unique perspective because of my love for fitness and my love for boxing. So I'm coming at it from that perspective with, a few fashion forays here and there. There's some brands that I'm involved with. So you do see me in fashion pics every now and again, but my heart really is in the gym. And so I'm coming at it from my unique perspective. Doesn't matter how you come at it. But let's join our voices together and let's change the way that brands look at marketing when it comes to the midlife space.
So a couple of things you guys can do is if you want to, you can reach out to the brands. They're all on social media, right? You just go to their Instagram page or wherever they're at and just simply say, where are the women that represent me? I would love to see that outfit on someone my age.
On Gail Gensler.
Yes, that was my next thing I was going to say. Gail's information is in this whole series everywhere. And you can reach out to Gail and get her information, say, hey, this is a great model I saw, and like give her some support because she really is trying to not change the world for herself. She's trying to change the world for everybody, right? Men, women, for future generations. Everything that I do in Best Holistic Life is to create a ripple effect that goes out into the world. And I know Gail is on the same alignment with me. She wants to create a generational change. So when my beautiful grandkids hit their 60s and 70s and 80s, like they're represented. They have all of this change and they can look back and say, my mom knew Gail Gensler and she was their first model. Like she was the voice of this. So I want all of you guys to be on that same page. And by the way, if you're younger and you're like, well, this doesn't really affect me. Oh, you are so wrong. Everything you do and everything we're doing, it's not for us. We're already here. It's for you. For when you get to our age, when you're that blessed to live in these decades, which are pretty phenomenal, we've opened those doors for you because everything that's changed for us as women, men, races, everything is because one person stood up.
If anybody knows anything about paradigm shifts, there is a wonderful speaker. His name is Joel Barker, and he talks about paradigm shifts. And he always says that shift always begins on an outer fringe with one or two people who are really the pioneers. And when that shift really takes hold, it takes everything down to zero. And that's where you have the paradigm shift. That was a very impactful video that I saw many years ago. And I think about that all the time because that is exactly what my goal is, to really cause a paradigm shift in the way that brands are looking at us and for future generations.
I love it. Thank you so much, Gail, for doing this series with us. If you guys didn't get to listen to the first one about creating a new business or creating a business in your midlife, go back and listen to episode 1. These are only like 20 minutes long, full of information. And then we're going to be doing, the next episode will be on having respect for your body, like showing your body some love and respect. And so we're going to do that in episode 2. I'm so excited that she is doing this series with us because I think that it's unique, it's powerful, it's inspiring. It's like all the things that you want in a series. So thank you, Gail.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Oh My Health, There Is Hope podcast. Make sure to visit Jana's website, bestholisticlife.com, where you can subscribe to the show on iTunes, Google Play, or listen there, so you'll never miss an episode. While you're at it, if you found value in the show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes, or if you simply tell a friend about the show. That'll help too. Let's change the world together, one health expert at a time. Looking forward to seeing you next time.